Hey, you do it, get your face broken. Do it one more time. I saw you. Hey, we gon' try it again and say, shawty, man, I ain't gotta fight, man. Hey, don't do it, come on, boy, I'm telling you.
That's right, NBA YoungBoy just lost it. New footage is blowing up online showing the rapper throwing hands with one of his own day one homies right after that wild New Jersey concert where fans got tased and ushers got jumped. The rap world's calling it straight up Newark street warfare, and this tour's chaos has everyone talking. But before we dive into the madness, let's rewind the tape. This whole YB tour saga had been making headlines for months, from Kai Cenat breaking down in tears during YB's live set to DJ Academics, calling him the king of rap. The man's energy had the whole culture locked in, but fame never comes clean, and this tour had more drama than a reality show. The Newark blow-up went down on September 29, 2025, just after YB finished his set at the Prudential Center. And this wasn't some random drunk fight, this was street politics in motion.
So check this out, get down. Hey, this section on you. I understand y'all excited. Man, I'm cool with that thing on stage. Hey, don't do that to me, please, if you don't mind.
Every second was caught on camera, and that clip's already hit over 1.2 million views. You can see YB's entire entourage, including his right-hand man, Lil Tim, clashing with a group of Lil Durk supporters who were out there screaming "Free Smirk" like it was a campaign rally. And get this, the tension had been building all night. Inside the venue, OTF fans were wilding, yelling out Durk's name during Lil Tim's opener while surrounded by 14,000 die-hard YB fans. That's like walking into a lion's den with a stake strapped to your chest. The air was thick with bad blood, and when the show wrapped around 10:30 p.m., all that energy spilled straight onto Market Street. That's when things got heated. The viral clip shows it all. 4 or 5 Durk supporters rolled up on YB's crew, who were 6 to 8 deep, posted by some blacked out escalades. These OTF boys started talking reckless, yelling "Free Smirk, YB washed," like they forgot whose city they were in. But trust, YB's team wasn't backing down one bit. YB's crew wasn't playing.
With all due respect to every other rapper, YoungBoy's the king of rap right now. I'm sorry to tell y'all. I'm sorry to tell y'all. I'm sorry to tell y'all. The walk down I seen in Atlanta tonight, the walk down in Atlanta tonight, give him the throne. Just give him the throne. YoungBoy the king of rap. I'm sorry to tell y'all. I'm sorry to tell y'all. Hey, listen, I'm not saying it's gonna last forever.
They started hitting back with that classic slat. Y'all ops get ghosted. Energy. That's when one of Durk's fans got bold, shoved one of YB's guys and shouted, "Tell Durk we said what's up." And boom, that's when everything exploded. The whole fight barely lasted 20 seconds, but it was pure chaos from start to finish. One shirtless Durk fan came swinging like he was in the UFC, throwing wild shots at someone who looked like Lil Tim in a black hoodie. But Lil Tim ducked that punch clean, then snapped back with a right hook that sent dude flying into a car hood like he'd just been tackled by a linebacker. After that, YB's squad swarmed in fast. 2, maybe 3 people piling on with kicks and grabs, yelling, "That's for smirk talk," while the poor guy tried to cover up, screaming, "Chill! My bad, ain't mean it like that, madness." Chains were swinging, fists flying, pure street mayhem. And right there, standing about 10 feet back, was this shadowy figure in a camo jacket. Fans swear it looked exactly like YB himself.
I'm saying, what the f wrong with y'all? I ain't happy with y'all. I ain't happy about it. This ain't that type of show. You too pretty for it. When you gonna do that? Hey, you do it again, you gonna get your face broken, this bitch, boy. Do it one more time. I saw you. And we gonna try it again and say, shawty, man, I ain't gotta fight, man. Hey, don't do it, come on, little boy, I'm telling you.
From the side view, you could see him gesturing, lips moving, and fan edits online even added captions claiming he said, "Handle that slime." Whether that's real or not, it added major fuel to the fire. The fight ended quick when sirens started echoing through the street, Newark PD rolling up hard. Everyone scattered, jumping into escalades and speeding off into the night. Cops logged it as a minor disturbance. boosting patrols across the next tour stops. Nobody got cuffed, but a few guys walked away with bruises. One fan even posted a shaky IG story showing his swollen eye with the caption, "YB Ops tried it. Free the real one," before deleting it. Total madness. That's the kind of petty energy that keeps rap beefs alive. For real, Live Nation jumped in fast after the Newark madness, dropping a statement saying they regret the post-event incidents and are working with local cops to tighten security. By the time YB's tour rolled into Philadelphia on October 1st, venues weren't taking chances. Metal detectors went up and signs straight up warned, "No rival chants allowed." Yeah, it got that serious. But Newark? That was just one wild stop in a long trail of chaos shadowing this tour. Everywhere YB went, something went down. It's gotten fans wondering, are security teams really protecting anyone or just cashing easy checks? Because these shows have turned into straight battlegrounds. Let's run through the craziest moments that had social media losing its mind. First up, Austin, September 6th, the night that started it all. YB was deep in his performance of Lonely Child, one of his rawest songs, when the crowd suddenly turned into an MMA cage match. 5 or 6 fans in the pit started trading punches like they had something to prove. Bodies flying, elbows cracking, chaos everywhere. Security had to stop the whole concert for over a minute while they dragged people out. YB kept his cool though, telling the crowd, "Chill, slime, keep it peaceful." But even with that calm moment, the internet had already run wild with clips of the brawl. Then came Los Angeles, September 11th, and that's when the madness really leveled up. The Crypto.com arena was packed, 20,000 fans screaming, when the night flipped twice in one show. First, 2 women in the front row went at it over a spilled drink. We're talking full-on hair-pulling, purse-swinging, screaming match vibes, straight reality TV chaos, all while YB's trying to perform Feel Good. Security had to rush in to break it up, and cameras caught the whole thing. Fans online were calling it YB's Tour or Fight Night because this energy was on a whole different level. YB had to shut the show down mid-performance and call them out directly, yelling, "I see y'all wildin', chill out before somebody gets packed out." The crowd lost its mind. Security split the 2 women up quick, but that wasn't even the end of it. Later that same night during Outside Today, some brave soul decided to throw a hoodie straight onto the stage, and that's where YB drew the line. YB jumped to the edge of the platform, pointing dead at the dude, barking, "You think that's funny?" The whole arena went wild. Cameras flashing, fans screaming. Luckily, it didn't go further than words, but you could feel the tension in the air. Actress S.C. Jackson, who happened to be right there filming the fight, later posted backstage pics with YB captioned, "Wild night but vibes." That LA stop became the warning shot, because what came next was way darker. The incident that really shocked everyone, the one that made national headlines, happened in Kansas City on September 22nd. And this time, it wasn't just fans scrapping or tossing merch. It was something way worse. A clip posted online by user at Wellalzo_027 showed a 14-year-old kid named Jaden Reed straight up attacking a 66-year-old usher over a seating dispute. Yeah, a teenager beating up an elderly man just doing his job. The video's hard to watch. You see Reed shoving the usher, Thomas Langa, down a few stairs, slamming him into seats, and landing over 10 punches to his face and torso while yelling, "Back up off me." The man ended up with a concussion, heavy bruising, and had to miss work for weeks to recover. His family started a GoFundMe that raised over $12,000 for medical bills and lost wages. And here's the wildest part. That same night, YB was honored with a city proclamation for his Stop the Violence campaign. You can't make this up. Talk about irony at its peak. Reed was detained and released to his family that night, but officially charged with felony assault on October 1st. The Miami chaos on October 13th added yet another insane chapter to YB's already cursed tour. This time, a 23-year-old man, also named Jaden Reed, no relation to the Kansas City teen, just wild coincidence, got tased and arrested at the Kaseya Center. According to the official report, this dude was dancing up on a female Miami PD sergeant around 9:45 p.m., grinding on her like he was in the club. Big mistake. When she told security to remove him, things went completely left. As 2 officers tried to escort him out, Reed started resisting hard, and what happened next looked like something straight out of an action movie. All four of them went tumbling 15 rows down the arena stairs in a wild tangle of bodies, limbs, and screaming fans. Security had to deploy a taser, twice, straight to Reed's chest, and it still didn't stop him. They finally managed to cuff him after backup arrived, while Miami Fire Rescue had to treat him and 4 officers for minor injuries. Total madness. Reed got slammed with multiple charges: battery on a law enforcement officer, resisting arrest with violence, and disorderly intoxication. He was taken to Jackson Memorial Hospital for evaluation before being booked into jail. And get this, while all that was going down, YB just kept the show rolling like nothing happened. Fans didn't even know a brawl had broken out in the stands. Meanwhile, streamer Adin Ross was so paranoid about the rising chaos that he reportedly hired 8 security guards and 3 undercover cops, and still got denied entry. That's how wild the tension around this tour had become. Online, things went nuclear. The Newark footage alone trended under hashtag massive chaos and hashtag YB versus Dirk, pulling over 2.5 million impressions within hours. YB fans were hyped, calling it slime defense at its finest. One viral tweet said, "Crew handled ops outside Newark. YB built different, no fold," with nearly 1,000 likes. What's crystal clear now is that the Masseur Tour ain't just a concert run anymore. It's a rolling war zone where old beefs, street politics, and die-hard fan loyalty keep crashing headfirst into each other. Every new city brings fresh drama, wild headlines, and another round of viral chaos. Venues are scrambling like crazy, stacking up metal detectors, adding extra security, and doing everything they can to keep this thing from spiraling completely out of control. The tour is still running through November, hitting all the big markets. But you already know, every stop is on high alert now, especially after Chicago got completely shut down. That cancellation alone sent shockwaves through hip-hop. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, the Chicago cancellation that had fans and media losing their minds. On September 23rd, 2025, just one day before YB was set to light up the United Center for over 20,000 fans, the venue suddenly pulled the plug. No warning, no build-up, just a cold corporate statement. The United Center has made the decision to cancel the NBA YoungBoy show scheduled for Wednesday, September 24th in Chicago. Boom, show gone. Tickets started at just $59.50, and fans had everything lined up, flights booked, hotels paid, outfits ready, then out of nowhere, canceled. Ticketmaster sent out automatic refunds, but anyone who bought through third-party sites like StubHub was left scrambling for answers and refunds. And here's where it gets suspicious. The timing couldn't have been worse. This was supposed to be YB's first ever Chicago performance since King Von's death in November 2020, and everybody knew emotions were running high. The city was already on edge. Even before the cancellation, the United Center had quietly rolled out new restrictions on September 20th, announcing a strict no-bag policy, not even clear ones. That was a massive change from their usual 10 by 6 by 2 inch limit, and fans instantly knew something was off. They were expecting trouble, and even that wasn't enough to calm their nerves. After the last-minute shutdown, YB's manager Alex Jure completely lost it. He went off on Instagram stories, later deleted, of course, blasting the United Center, saying they folded under pressure and even blaming one staffer for being too scared fans wouldn't have fun. That's a wild claim to throw out publicly, but it showed just how tense things got behind the scenes. Booking agent Andrew Lieber backed him up, tweeting, "Super disappointed in the United Center and the city of Chicago. This was their decision." He doubled down, saying the venue got cold feet and made the call without considering how much damage it would do, financially and reputationally. Everyone behind the tour felt blindsided. But let's be real, fans already think they know the real reason the plug got pulled, the Lil Durk beef. This ain't your average rap rivalry. This is blood feud history. It all ties back to the tragic night of November 6, 2020, when King Von was killed outside an Atlanta nightclub. The shooter was connected to Quando Rondo's crew, and Rondo was signed to YB's Never Broke Again label. That connection alone, even though YB wasn't directly involved, put him right in the crosshairs of OTF's whole movement. Things only got darker from there. Lil Durk was arrested in October 2024 for allegedly plotting a murder-for-hire hit on Quando Rondo as revenge for Von's death. His trial's locked in for January 2026, and he's sitting in federal custody right now. So you already know, Tensions are sky high. Dirk's supporters have been treating him like a martyr ever since, flooding YB's shows with chants of "free smirk" just to taunt his team. At the Houston show on September 7th, YB fired back on stage, saying, "When you stand on business, a lot of people don't like it," and teasing a full live performance of his infamous diss track, "I Hate YoungBoy." Bringing YB to Chicago was like lighting a match in a gas station. Everyone knew something could blow. The fears weren't random either. They were real and specific. Word on the street was that O Block, the neighborhood forever tied to OTF, might mobilize against YB and his fans if the show actually went down. Even King Von's sister, Kayla B, hopped on X, formerly Twitter, celebrating the cancellation, saying, "Anybody risking their life to do some crash out dumb stuff like that is insane. Y'all gotta be smarter." That's family of the deceased openly backing the venue's call, because they knew just how dangerous it could have gotten. Then came the online storm. People were claiming that 30 to 40 Dirk affiliates were allegedly spam calling the United Center, flooding phone lines with threats until management finally folded and canceled the show. Whether that's true or just internet rumor, it shows how high the fear level really was. Some fans even spread talk that YB's team had linked up with Southside gangster disciples for security, which would have caused an entirely new problem. Imagine Chicago PD stepping in to stop two street factions from turning a concert into a war zone. That's next level risk. But not everyone's convinced it was only about the YB-Dirk beef. Another theory floating around says the cancellation had more to do with the tour's pattern of violence. From Kansas City's chaos to Newark's brawl, the track record was bad. Even YB's mother addressed it online, saying, "I guess for safety reasons it was good it got called off, but we put a lot of money into this." You can feel the frustration in her words. She's acknowledging the mess while hurting over the financial loss. And she's not wrong. The venue's strict no-bag policy lined up perfectly with the safety-first excuse. They were clearly trying to stop weapons or dangerous items from slipping through, but deep down, even that didn't feel like enough. Now take this next part with a grain of salt, because it's still not officially confirmed. But word is, the United Center demanded that YB remove his diss track, "I Hate YoungBoy," from the set list to prevent chaos in the crowd. Supposedly, they feared fans might rush the stage or start brawling if he performed it, but YB wasn't having it. He allegedly refused to cut the song, saying that's one of his biggest anthems, and nobody's about to tell him how to perform his own art. If that's really how it went down, it shows how deep the fear and micromanagement ran behind the scenes. Some folks are calling it straight-up venue bias, saying YB's being treated unfairly because of assumptions about his fans and his image. Even YB's manager Alex Jur's deleted comments hinted at it, saying the staff was scared and didn't believe his audience could handle a show without wilding out. It's the same old hip-hop double standard. Certain artists get labeled as high risk, and suddenly venues start acting like their crowd's made of ticking time bombs. And that's where it gets even more complicated. Reports claim the Chicago PD got nervous about alleged talks of YB's crew teaming up with gangster disciples for security. If that's true, the cops couldn't risk it. They can't be seen allowing anything that even looks like a gang coalition forming at a concert. Once that rumor hit, it's likely pressure came from the top to shut it all down. But here's the twist. The cancellation actually helped IB. After the Chicago show got axed, his MAA album streams jumped by 8% that same week. Nothing fuels hype like controversy. And this whole mess gave him more promo than any ad campaign ever could. Fans were streaming his tracks non-stop, standing behind him like he'd just survived an industry hit job. The irony's crazy. By trying to stop potential violence, the venue ended up feeding the fire. It made the feud louder, the loyalty deeper, and the legend even bigger. And this wasn't even the only show that got pulled. YB's Detroit concert at Little Caesars Arena on October 6th also got canceled just a week later. So what's really going on behind these cancellations? Is it fear, politics, or something even deeper brewing in the background? Drop your thoughts below. Hit that like, subscribe, and turn on the bell, because this story, this wild saga between YB, Dirk, and the industry ain't over yet. Stay tuned. The next part's about to get even crazier.